You know you're getting old when you watch a Spider-Man movie and you don't like it. It's funny because I remember years ago, back when Homecoming and Far From Home were coming out, anytime I would hear someone criticize them, I'd get really angry and really upset. Like, no, you can't criticize my Tommy boy. You can't do that. And like it's frustrating because at that age, it's like what I didn't understand criticism. Like what can these people see? What do they know that I can't, that I don't? And I just didn't get it and it was always so frustrating. But in the years since, I feel like I've gradually learned to see those things and know those things. It's like I actually it's like I learned how to make opinions now, pretty much. It's like I learned how to actually pay attention to things. Like Far From Home. I wanted to be a wait, not Far From Home. What was the fuck was the third one, the one after that? No Way Home. With No Way Home, I did kind of want to dislike it just because I didn't really like the premise. I wanted to be all contrarian. And I knew that because of like what it was, this kind of fan servicey crossover movie, yeah, sooner or later, people were gonna not like it. They're gonna realize it sucked. And while in the theater, I did enjoy it. I did like it. And at the end, everyone was like applauding. And I just thought that was so cringy because it's like you're applauding for nothing. Like given, month 2 months time, it's gonna set in, the hype's gonna wear off, and you're gonna realize, oh, that shit was kind of ass. And that's exactly what happened. And like I'm sad that it has to be that way, but like that's just kind of the way that is. And so after watching Brand New Day, I didn't watch it in theaters. I watched it on a sketchy Indian piracy website because I didn't want to wait. And also, like, I'm fine with pop up ads just as long as there's not too many of them. I'm fine with buffering as long as it doesn't take a long time. And especially, I'm fine with shitty camera quality. Because as long as the audio is fine, I'm fine with shitty video quality. The audio is more important in my eyes, but even though I guess ears technically, but like whatever, that's not the point. After I finished watching it, right, I was sitting there looking at the credits and I was like, "Damn, what a movie! That was so good." And I kind of closed the tab. I just think about it a little bit longer, and I'm like, actually, I don't think it was that good. I don't think I really liked that. So, Brand New Day. It had all kinds of positive reviews. It had a high Rotten Tomatoes score and everything. And, a lot of YouTubers that I liked were saying it was good. People that I thought had pretty good opinions were saying that it was good. So I went in thinking like, okay, here we go. We're gonna get us a good Spider-Man movie. And like, look, it's not irredeemably awful or unwatchable garbage or anything, but like yeah, I liked it obviously, but it's like it just wasn't good. It was just so mid. This is gonna be a spoiler review because obviously, I feel like right off the bat, Ned and MJ are back, and that's just so lame. I do like what they do with MJ here, having her kind of gradually realize what happened and that she used to know Spider Man and that their memories went away. And, like, that's good. That was all handled really well. But then the movie ends with him getting back together with her, and it's just like. And then, even worse, Ned just has his memories back inexplicably because fuck you, I guess. Oh yeah, and Paul. Paul was there. He wasn't really a character. He didn't say or do anything. So I don't know. Like Peter, he's sitting at home and he's like stalking their Instagram and stuff, and then he ends up getting back with them, and it's like I feel like that's just entirely counterproductive to what the original to what the ending of fucking the third one, No Way Home, was like supposed to mean. And I thought that they were gonna give him a new cast, give him like a Harry Osborn or a Gwen Stacy, or even better, a Black Cat, because we still haven't gotten a Black Cat in live action before. But no, we get stuck back with the same trio we always had. It's the same thing of like Spider-Man fans not wanting things to like change or for Spider-Man to grow up, and they just want everything to be nostalgia and everything to be the status quo. So the moral of the story is stalk your ex and eventually they'll get back together with you. Yeah, and so Peter's living in a crusty asbestos filled box now, and they don't ever like say that he has a job or anything, so I don't know how he's paying for that. I don't know where he got all his new spider gadgets from. There is something kind of relatable about him being all like depressed and lonely. But like still it's like where where is his job? And then there's the villain of the movie, and this is a big spoiler. There kinda is no villain because the big bad guy is actually Jean Grey. Well, kind of, not really. The real bad guy is Damage Control, which. See, here's the thing. I was actually surprised by the reveal that Damage Control was evil because it felt so blatantly obvious there was no way they would do something that predictable and easy. Like, they're recruiting all these, like, hand ninjas and rebuilding Shocker's glove and shit. Like, this is what Cecil was doing in Invincible. It's like, yeah, they're so very obviously the bad guys, and Spider-Man is, like, completely oblivious to that. Like, I'm fine with having the bad government agency, be evil, but, like, why bother trying to hide it? I do like the gimmick of Jean Grey, how they kind of said, okay, so she can kind of read people's minds and mind control people, so what if we kind of translated that into, like, body hopping, and then kind of introduced her initially as an unknown body hopping creature. So the I guess premise of the movie is not Spider-Man versus Jean Grey specifically, it's just Spider-Man versus body hopping entity that happens to be Jean Grey. And that is something I like. That is pretty neat. The whole VMAX reveal was like genuinely amazing and actually kind of a fucked up twist. And I think stuff like that is exactly why I like X-Men, because it's kind of depressing. And Sadie Sink is a pretty great actor, but that's about all the good things I have to say about Jean, because this movie does like a trope that my brother really hates. It's the whole, no, don't kill the bad person, you'll be just as bad as the bad person. And, I have kind of mixed feelings about this trope, but like, this movie does a version of it that is like really bad. It's the kind of, no, don't kill the bad person or you'll be just as bad as them. But what do you mean? I already killed like 18 people earlier. So how is this really that big of a deal? Everyone keeps talking about the moment where the old man gets like hit by a taxi, like Jean makes him get hit by a taxi, but they also forget the part where she possesses Punisher and then makes him like shoot several like dudes and then kills them. And then even when she was in the tank, when she was in Hulk, no doubt like at least half a dozen people were like killed or injured when that happened. Like the first scene of the movie, a bunch of police cars are being flung and Spider-Man is just jumping around them. And it's like, look, man, I get it, fuck the police and all that, but like those cars could probably hit someone on the sidewalk behind you and he doesn't bother trying to save them. But it gets even worse cuz like, well, I mean, content warning, I guess, but Jean pretty much essays both Peter and MJ. She possesses MJ and then tricks Peter into thinking that she got her memories back and then they kiss. So yeah, she pretty much like violates both of them. And I think this scene is really good. It's one of the best scenes in the movie, but like it's never really well, it is brought up again, but it's never like addressed that what she did was really bad. And then also she throws MJ like off a building immediately after. Like, I get that she's meant to be this kind of angry, impulsive kid, but like, yeah, no, that's not good. Like, if anything, it was probably a good thing for the government to take her. Well, actually, no, because they were going to try to, like, turn her mind powers into a weapon, which also brings me to the climax where she mind controls the entire, or not the entire city, but, like, a big chunk of the city. And, like, I don't want this to sound like I'm nitpicking, but, like, the ending to the last movie was very high stakes, big, save the world type shit. And I thought we were done with that. Like, I thought we were done with the whole high stakes shit. Like, Thunderbolts also ended with, like, the entire city getting trapped in mind control. And, like, we don't need to keep doing that. The ending of Spider Man 1 is probably, like, the least high stakes final battle in any Spider Man. And it's still, like, one of the best final battles in Spider Man. Like, I can't help but be just like a little bit disappointed that they kind of went the route of, oh, the bad guy, we gotta like forgive the bad guy and we gotta be sympathetic with them. Like, I thought we were done with that. You gotta be better, Senator. Like, they also have Tombstone. Tombstone is in this movie and he's like the best looking Tombstone, or I guess only good looking Tombstone live action Tombstone. Well, actually, no, 'cause there's the noir one. Whatever, the best looking like Tombstone, and he just gets like ass blasted after 2 seconds, and then that's it. And then like I later rewatched like the scene from Spectacular Spider-Man where he gives him the lesson in life, and it's like, God, this is so much better. This kind of low stakes crime thriller is what I thought we were gonna get, and then what we did get is not terrible, but oh yeah, and Scorpion. It genuinely felt like they just remembered, oh shit, we forgot to conclude that Scorpion cliffhanger. How do we shoehorn him into this? Yeah, he exists just kind of to get beat up by Spider-Man so we know that his powers are malfunctioning or whatever. Okay, this kind of is a nitpick. Everything you see about the spider mutation in the trailer is pretty much everything you get. He starts shooting more webs and his spidey senses become more sensitive. And like that's it. Like, I don't know. I thought maybe he was gonna grow those like pincer claws from that one time. Or maybe I knew they weren't gonna go with the fucking man spider route or the extra arms route or anything, but just I would have liked if there was just a little bit more that wasn't spoiled by the trailers. And speaking of spoiled by the trailers, Hulk. Oh, well, actually, before that, when Hulk is like giving, or Bruce Banner is giving his lecture, someone asks him, "Hey, why didn't Thanos, uh, just like duplicate resources?" And he just goes, "Hey, shut up." And fucking lamp shading is so annoying. There was the scene in Hawkeye where on the toilet bowl Thanos was right was kind of scribbled into it. And see, I like that because you often do see fucked up shit scribbled onto toilet bowls, and some people probably would have actually thought Thanos was right. And it's kind of like a niche little reference to Matt Pett film theories. That was kind of cute. And then here it just feels more like them going like, "Hey, shut up! Stop talking about it! Stop addressing our plot holes." Oh, and speaking of wink wink nudge nudge references, Yelena is also here, and she's naked the whole time, and she just starts kind of yapping on about Spider-Man Rule 34 for some reason. And I just thought I should mention that. But back to Hulk. Everything you see with Hulk in the trailer is, again, what you get in the movie. He explains his DNA suppression gauntlet wrist thing to Spider-Man, and then later he gets mind controlled and turns big and bad and scary. Why does Jean mind control the Hulk specifically? Well, because he was in the movie earlier, and we have to have some kind of payoff to that. But then after he gets unmind controlled, he gets taken away to a psych ward, and we never see him again, which is kind of depressing. While fighting Hulk, Spider-Man is like, Hulk, stop! I'm your friend! And I'm getting flashbacks to Ultimate Spider-Man where they were good friends with each other, but then I remember none of that build-up happened in this universe. They probably did meet after Endgame, but the audience never saw that. We don't really know the importance of their friendship. But it works anyway, because of course it does. Spider-Man has plot armor. Oh yeah, and I just remembered what happened to Smart Hulk? Why is Smart Hulk suddenly gone now? Well, Savage Hulk is better anyway, so I don't care. And the thing is, Spider-Man has not one, not two, but three different mentors. One of them being Hulk, obviously, who we've established is kind of just there to be a plot device. There's Punisher, and then there's also Jean DeWolf, or Jane DeWolf, or however way you'd pronounce it. They have some neat world building where like Spider-Man rescued Punisher off screen in the past. That's kind of cool, but then they do bond with each other emotionally, but I feel like for most of the movie Punisher is just kind of useless. He's like, "Oh, I got to fight Hulk, but actually I don't want to. I'm going to go kill Jean." And Spider-Man's like, "No, don't kill Jean." And he's like, "I'm gonna kill Jean." And then I'm just thinking, okay, obviously he's just gonna immediately get mind controlled, because literally what defense does he have against the mind control? Unlike Spider-Man, he has no natural immunity to the mind control, so what's his plan even supposed to be? And then he immediately just gets mind controlled, and then later the entire city gets mind controlled, and he's just kind of running around the force field. And then eventually he gets to like a vantage point where he like almost snipes Jean or whatever, and just I don't know, Punisher is so useless. And then Detective DeWolf, who Spider-Man is working with, she's at like the beginning of the movie, and then she's at the end of the movie, and that's it. Look, I like how they're trying to have, Hulk and Punisher be in this Spider-Man movie without it like connecting to anything wider. That's pretty neat. But it's also like I feel like all of his mentors are fighting for screen time. He only really needed one or two, preferably DeWolf or Hulk. And what else can I talk about? Oh yeah, the trailers fucking lied to us to our faces, because Keith David is not in the movie. He's just in like a YouTube video about spiders that Peter is watching. And fucking Nando had me thinking that Keith David was going to be Shadow King and he was the one possessing everybody. Fuck you, Nando, for getting my hopes up. Actually, just like fuck Nando in general. Remember when you talked about Sandcastle? That was such a good video, man. Make more shit about that. Why do you only ever talk about Marvel movies, man? Who freaking still gives a crap about Marvel movies? Watching the Doomsday trailer, I don't think I've ever felt more empty in my life. I don't care. I don't even think this is going to be fun bad. I think this is going to be boring bad. That's the worst kind of bad. Okay, well, what are some things I liked about Spider-Man? I do like the ending climax, how he kind of beats Jean by pretty much letting her win, letting her possess him and see his mind. As I said previously, I like MJ, I like Zendaya. I like a lot of the acting is pretty good, the directing is pretty good, the action's pretty good, the music is pretty good. I think the ending credits does fully capture what I like about the movie, because you look at, Homecoming. Homecoming had the bits came up, hey, oh, let's go, you the been back now, and then Far From Home had the vacation all I ever wanted, and then No Way Home had the three. It's the magic number, and they're all these wacky animated paper drawing like little animations for the credits. But then this one just has like kind of footage of New York and just kind of people hanging out, and the song is a bit more kind of slow, a bit more somber, and that does pretty accurately reflect the overall tone, the direction of this movie being quieter, being more serious. It's a lot less comedic, less annoying than the previous three, and I like this new direction a lot. But we're probably not going to see it again because I think the guy who directed this movie, I would look it up now, but I don't feel like it. I think he's going to direct a live action Naruto movie, so can't wait to see the sexy jitsu in live action. Something that I want to make clear, I've just been thinking about this a lot lately. Even though I'm saying that I don't really like Brand New Day and I probably won't like Doomsday, I don't like when people call things slop. I feel like things that aren't AI is called slop more often than actual AI. You know, a movie comes out, it's slop. A YouTube video is made, it's slop. An indie animation pilot, a video game, it's all slop. But, you know, someone making an AI card trading game, or, you know, the kind of AI Angry Bird with the big earlobe sticking out, or like other memes that have kind of AI used in them. No, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly acceptable. That's quality content right there. Like the reason why I hate the term slop so much is like it's not a criticism. It's nothing. It's not anything. It's just an insult. It's just saying this thing doesn't exist basically. You know, you have like actors and VFX artists and people who pour all kinds of time and energy into making something just for it to be called slop. And even if they didn't want to make that something, they still put actual effort into it, blood, sweat, and tears, and like that is something that should be appreciated when it happens. Animators deserve like better appreciation, better respect. Or like Penguins, like people call him slop a lot of the times, and it's like, look, is it cheap? Is it just kind of a disposable, forgettable, funny video you watch once and then never watch again? I mean, yeah, but like, you know, fast food burgers are bad for you, but it's not straight fucking gasoline. He makes like shit that he finds funny and talks about the stuff that he thinks is goofy. Don't hate him for making it, hate people for watching it. Or like Darman. Last I checked, Darman doesn't use AI. Do I like Darman? No. Do I watch Darman? No. But like, it's still humans. Or again, last I checked, I think maybe he probably, I wouldn't be surprised if he did use AI. But like, whatever. I think if someone like kind of uses AI, fuck, not AI, slop as like genuine word of criticism, then I don't take their opinion seriously at all. And this might be a bit contentious. You know, recently a very controversial, very racist film came out. I'm not really gonna say what it's called, but it's starring a guy who's really likes jerking off to cannibalism. Uh, and a lot of people, a lot of leftist people are like coming out and saying that it's slop and everything. And like, okay, look, is it propaganda? Is it racist? Is it horrible? Yes, but it's still made by people. You know, it's always rules for thee, and until the rules apply to me. Why I just had a stroke just there. Try to combine two phrases just then. But you know, it's always, hey, don't call things slop, appreciate art until, well, it's fucking racist and horrible. But like, still, you know, you know, it is anti-communist propaganda from the 50s not like artistically fascinating. It's very artistically, you know, pretty looking and beautiful. It's not very good as like propaganda. I think anti-capitalist, pro-communist propaganda from that era was a lot better at getting its message across, whereas the anti-communist propaganda was more just like, I don't like him. I don't like him. So yeah. Fuck you for making me defend that movie, sucker. So also, if you're wondering why I have not covered the last episode of the Digital Circus, it is because I'm planning on doing a full series retrospective. I'm gonna rewatch the whole thing from the start to get a proper view of it, but that's gonna be not for a while because rewatching an entire show in one sitting does not sound very healthy. So that's not gonna be for a while. Anyway, this video is basically just the prelude to another video I'm doing, and I'm almost done with it unless I decide to put it on hold again, which I might, but hopefully it'll come out. And then there's another one that I'm very, very close to being done with. Or maybe I just won't finish either of them. I don't know. Fuck you. I am Mr. Frog, and I endorse this message. No, I don't. Fuck you.